All right, let's get this going, Virgo. Again, we're streaming on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, and Tickety Talkity. Welcome, everyone, to Virgo September 2023 live stream. A reminder, if you are tuning in live, you can, geez, what's going on there? You can subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/synchronicity, and you will get all of the recordings along with the Discord access, a bunch of music stuff. It's just fun times. We also do weekly live streams that are not astrology based, where we have a lot of fun. So that's going to be going on. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Got a good month coming for you, I can tell you that. So it's Virgo season, so you're enjoying your birthday month unless you were a late August Virgo. Libra season starts the 23rd, so we got some time here. It's going to be a pretty cool month for you. You got a lot of stuff coming to fruition. Your only kind of goal here in terms of like on what to avoid is rumination. Don't get too caught up in the little details and things that may have gone wrong. Don't obsess about those things, and you should be fine. There's a lot of positive energy coming from a lot of different planets and signs in your direction, and we'll get into those. We also have a new moon in Virgo on the 14th, and that is a wonderful time to get out your notebooks and pads and start journaling some ideas for manifestation and just goals and desires. You should have some real success being able to do that. But overall, the month is going to be a return to kind of equilibrium, harmony. It bodes well for relationships. It's a very positive month for you, Virgo, and you can really put your organizational skills at the forefront and really start planning some cool shit that's going to be going on. Okay. All right. So here's the first thing to keep in mind. You possess all of the necessary resources to lead a life that is both more comfortable and easier than it may have been recently. So if you've been experiencing some challenges, some difficulties, just, some general kind of maybe downs as opposed to ups, look forward to knowing that you actually have everything you need right now in order to start seeing some of reality reflecting back to you more comfort, more ease. You're very good at analyzing things, Virgo. So put that to use and really take stock of what you have going for you. And, oh, Jesus, I've done this like for every reading. I've knocked these cards. Just pay attention to all the things that are really going your way, because I think if you take a detailed and analytical look at it, you'll see that there's like a ton of really positive stuff going on. So just be aware that you have everything you need to succeed. And this month, whether your birthday's coming up or it's already happened, like enjoy it. There's like a lot of positive, flowy energy for you, Virgo. Like I said, the only thing you want to be a little careful of is rumination. Like, don't get too obsessive about what isn't going well. It's just kind of a waste of time, and it won't actually produce any change. So you can let these things go, and I'll get more into that as we go through some of the things. So the energies emanating from Taurus and Virgo are aligning in your favor, and they're actively supporting your expansion and paving the way for a success. And I want to focus on expansion a little bit here. As we have Jupiter going retrograde in Taurus, this is actually still related to expansion. Jupiter is going to be providing you plenty of opportunities for growth, success, new projects, and just be aware that if you put in the proper amount of analytical energy into this, reviewing what you need to do to get to where you want to go, that should happen pretty quickly. Okay. Mercury is your ruling planet. Venus is your ruling planet. Mercury will also bestow the gift of insight, allowing you to see things and events with clarity and precision. So that's something you really prioritize, Virgo. You like to be on top of your shit. You like to know why things are working, not just that they are working. And Mercury is going to be here kind of giving you that added boost in the realms of communication, insight, understanding, and clarity. So while it is still retrograde right now and it ends in the middle of the month, that is really more about reviewing stuff than any potential setbacks that may be occurring. So this is going to be a real opportunity for you to kind of analyze what has been going on, and really taking that to the next level when you understand like what you need to do to achieve some of the more goals that are around ease, right? We want to get into a state of ease here in September, Virgo. Things have probably not been the smoothest throughout the year. If they have, wonderful. But, this is the time where things kind of switch over from like survival mode to like comfort mode, security mode, like feeling pretty good about things, okay? Now, tap into your innate abilities this month, which should encourage you to reach your fullest potential. You know what your skills are. You know what your natural talents and abilities are. This probably has something to do with your ability to look into things deeply and look at the very specific nature of things and understanding why those things make you work. That's not something that everyone has as an ability or skill. Some people are very broad and general thinkers, and that can serve them very well, but your ability to home in on very small minutia of what is going on really leads to a greater understanding of what's going on, right? We can think of the phrase as above, so below. You're really looking at the below stuff in terms of the specifics and seeing how that then can be extrapolated into the broader themes of success or love or harmony or joy, okay? Seize the countless opportunities that are crossing your path this month, and don't waste time pondering and thinking over stuff over and over again. And this is what I'm talking about, okay? Lots of good stuff is going to be presented to you in the month of September, ranging from relationship things to professional endeavors to just recreational endeavors. You're going to have a lot of opportunities cross your path. However, if you're stuck in the mode of kind of thinking of what hasn't gone right and what could potentially go wrong, you're going to miss some of those opportunities. And you don't want to miss those opportunities because there's a lot of cool shit really on the horizon for you. And as long as you're open to that and willing to take steps towards achieving those things, you're going to be able to capitalize on them pretty seamlessly, pretty easily, right? But if you're focusing constantly on what hasn't gone right, what hasn't gone the way you wanted it to, what you did wrong, why you did it wrong, how you might do it wrong again, you're just going to miss those opportunities. It's not actually going to change any situation. It's not going to give you this ability to kind of understand how you don't make that mistake in the future. That's not what it's about, okay? It turns into rumination. It turns into obsession. And I will specifically mention this, although this reading is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Virgos, Virgo moons. This is like your biggest challenge. Virgo moons, you can really get caught in these loops of really just like beating yourself up, obsessing over things that you did wrong. Just be aware of that tendency and just try to gently take a step back, take a deep breath, and move away from it, because ultimately it's just not going to be serving you, right? R.I.P. Jimmy Buffett, Plan Alpha. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge Jimmy Buffett fan, but obviously, rest in peace, my friend. Cheeseburger in paradise, right? Knowledge will be made clear as time progresses as well for you, Virgo. So if you don't have that insight and clarity and understanding that you crave, understand as time passes in this month of September, you will get those pieces of information. You will get that wisdom and knowledge, and it will unfold. Don't force it. Use a light touch, because that's ultimately going to be able to allow you to move past things so they can come to fruition. If you get stuck in these loops, it's going to be very hard to kind of like get to the point where you can understand what's going on. And so your attempt to understand by thinking more and more about a situation is actually preventing you from understanding the situation, right? So it's a bit of a situation there, okay? If you find yourself withdrawing from the world and focusing on potentially uncomfortable memories, recognize that these are fleeting memories and they're trying to teach you an important lesson about yourself, right? These memories that come up, these experiences that come up that are sometimes painful, sometimes difficult, they are not there to vex you. They're not there to show you that you're a bad person. Rather, they're there to teach you something very important about how your life is unfolding. Make sure you make that connection before you start ruminating and thinking about things, because it really is the difference between getting caught and stuck in a loop that is very difficult to escape, and as opposed to being able to learn why we go through certain situations that maybe are laden with suffering or were difficult or challenging. And maybe you're still in one of those situations, but if you view it as like a punishment or like karmic retribution, you don't really get the juice. You don't really get the goodness that is trying to teach you. And ultimately, you're trying to teach yourself something about your life. And this month, it's probably related to expansion, comfort, and security, okay? Now, if your relationship life has been turbulent, rest assured that this stuff is going to be smoothing out and stability and equilibrium will be returning. Virgo, you like order. You like rationality. You like understanding things in a clear and concise way. So when things aren't going that way, it can be particularly uncomfortable for you. And that's when this seeking mind will go out and try to figure out the reasons why things aren't working. Sometimes it's not really possible to analytically and rationally come up with reasons for things. That's one of the reasons that we use tools like astrology and tarot and other divine arts to kind of get a sense of what's going on, because it's energetically based, right? It's your subconscious generating experiences for you to kind of teach you some stuff, right? So recognize that this will be smoothing out this month, and especially towards the middle, like the 2021 of September, you're really going to see a shift in terms of how you're feeling in the realm of relationships. This applies if you are in a relationship currently, or if you are looking for a relationship. You should find a lot more ease and satisfaction in that department as the month progresses, okay? Now, any painful or difficult feelings of grief, shame, or loss will fade into the distance, allowing you to move forward with grace and poise. I want to be very clear about that. These feelings that may have been weighing you down and you've been kind of ruminating and obsessing about them, they will start to dissipate in terms of intensity. Now, it's up to you in terms of how quickly you can expunge these from your mind and your heart. And I do not recommend suppressing emotions. It is not something that will ever work. It will always come out another way at some point. However, you should notice them fade over time, allowing you to move forward and to achieve that stability that you love, Virgo. Like, you want that balance. You want that ease. You want things to, work out the way you plan them to. And that certainly is going to be something that's more dominant as the month goes on, right? We have Venus retrograde ending first, then Mercury retrograde, and that Jupiter retrograde is really nothing to worry about, to be honest, okay? Now, allow yourself to embrace the simple pleasures of just being with someone, enjoying their company, and also try to carve out some time for intentional rest or maybe creating a better work-life balance. If you've been pushing too hard in terms of your job, in terms of your career, in terms of feeling like you have to do something to make it happen, that's a recipe for burnout. Okay. And Virgo, you are particularly susceptible to burnout because of your meticulous nature. You really strive for perfection. It's one of the aspects of Venus ruling your sign is that, you want things to be harmonious. You want things to be beautiful, but if you focus too much on that, you actually end up actively pushing it away. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm scratching my nose so much. It's so itchy. Now, a new chapter is beginning in your life, one where you're carving out more time for yourself and your own well-being. Please take care of yourself, Virgo, right? The 6th house is the house of Virgo. This is the house of health. So health is particularly important to you, not just physical health, although of course physical health, but your emotional health, your spiritual health, your psychological health. It's incredibly important that you honor that before anything else. If you let your health suffer, if you let yourself get out of balance, your body, your mind, and your spirit, it's going to be far more difficult to capitalize on all these opportunities that are coming your way. So as I say, a new chapter is emerging. It's up to you to determine the content of that chapter, right? The energy is shifting. The wheel is turning. This is going to be happening whether you like it or not. Hopefully you'll like it. I think it should be very positive, but your mood is going to dictate the results of what's going on in external reality. If you have a feeling of foreboding, of melancholy, of things aren't working out, it's going to be particularly difficult to shift into a mindset of abundance, of positivity, of flow, of love, of joy. So just be aware of your internal feelings and how they're going on. And then you can make those subtle changes and you can focus on, well, what did I change that made things better? Because then you're going to carry that wisdom with you forward. So when you meet other challenges of a similar nature, or even a different nature, you're going to be able to use those skills that you've learned and that awareness and clarity that you've had to really get your shit together in a positive way. I'm actually trying not to say the phrase get your shit together because I've been saying it in my head for the past year and then I just ended up with diarrhea, like really bad diarrhea, dysentery in Turkey. So just be very aware, by the way, of the power of your internal dialogue, what Neville Goddard would refer to as your mental diet. There is no nuance. There is no comedy. There is no subtlety when it comes to your subconscious. What you say to yourself will quite literally happen. That's why when you say, I need to get my shit together, I need to get my shit together, what does that imply? It implies your shit is not together. What does that literally mean? Diarrhea. Right? So just be very aware of your internal dialogue. Virgo, one of your skills is being aware on a very granular level of what's going on. So use that to your ability and catch yourself. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What narratives are you telling yourself that are actually quite literally shaping your life? Okay. Use that skill to your advantage, especially around September 14th when the new moon is in Virgo. Really be acutely tuned into what thoughts and what stories you are telling yourself in your head. Okay. The sun meets Mercury retrograde on September 6th, which could find you learning crucial information or having a deep realization about something personal. And I want to be clear about this. This Mercury retrograde is less about things going wrong or kind of inconveniences, and it's more about reviewing and reflecting on situations that have shaped your life up until this point. I would also recommend that in the month of September, you really pay attention to everything that has happened in the previous month. We're talking about August and even July. What situations have evolved and what have you learned from those situations that you can carry forward with you to make either better decisions or continue to make excellent decisions, right? This is what this Mercury retrograde is about. So don't waste that opportunity to kind of learn about what makes you tick and what is good for you. Okay. A new moon is taking place, like I said, in your zodiac sign on September 14th. This is a really, really good time to jump into that new chapter, to get a fresh start, to really being allowing yourself to focus on what's important to you. The general theme of September for all of the signs is this is a very transitional pivot point in your life. Okay, this is something that you are going to be setting up the next multiple years of your life, even potentially decade of your life. So your mind and your attitude and your mindset that you cultivate and kind of instate this month really plays a dramatic role in how things are going to go in the future. So don't waste that opportunity. Don't think it's a little thing that you don't have to pay attention to. This is quite literally a new chapter. In some cases, this may even be a new book for many of you. So please pay attention to your mood and make sure you appropriately instill the qualities and aspects that you want your life to be about. Okay? All right. The astrological weather is smoother now than it was in August. You can probably already feel that even though we're just 2 days into September, it's a lot smoother, okay? So the fun that maybe you wanted to have in previous months, this is the month to do it. This is the month to have a very good time. Like I said, comfort and ease are the themes of September for you, Virgo. Anything that enhances your comfort levels, your feelings of playfulness, of fun, those are the things you want to be focusing on. Now, if you feel that you are neglecting things because you're having fun or you should be taking this more serious, that's the wrong approach. Please focus on your ability to have fun and for things to be easy. You do not constantly have to grind things out, okay? Take it easy as the sun opposes Neptune in Pisces on September 19th, right? Now, this could lead to some confusion in your relationships. There may be a situation where you tend to dwell on things a little bit more, and you'll just get more and more confused. Neptune is a very murky, underwater, subconscious, watery sign here, and in Pisces, that's its power, it's its ruling planet. So just be aware of any kind of murkiness that may emerge on September 19th. Take it lightly, maybe hunker down for a day or two and just let it pass. It's not going to be a big deal, okay? Now, Virgo, you are very analytical, but people are ultimately not puzzles to be solved, okay, or to be decoded. So make room for some messy emotions and don't try to make sense of feelings that might dissipate once they are expressed. In other words, allow yourself to express yourself in the way that feels comfortable for you. It doesn't always have to make sense. I know for a Virgo, that's like anathema. It's not really a fun thing to hear. But at the end of the day, things don't always have to make sense for you, Virgo. Sometimes it's just important to feel your feelings, express your feelings, let that energy out there, and let it dissipate naturally once it's been expressed. Now, if you hold on to that energy and don't express it, that's where we can get those things known as diseases. And I don't mean disease in terms terms of like a serious thing. I mean quite literally dis-ease. That is what causes dis-ease, is when you suppress emotions, when you suppress thoughts, when you suppress your true desires, then it has to go somewhere. So I've spoken about this a lot, right? You have various opportunities in which to deal with certain types of tensions or anxieties or distortions of energy. Your first level is the spiritual level, right? The supraconscious, mystical level in which you can work through issues. A lot of people just don't focus on that. We're running our lives. We got shit we need to do. Virgo, you are very grounded. You're an earth sign. You're probably not always going to be dealing with it on a spiritual level. The next level we have is our emotional level. So we can process things through our emotions. And if we do that, then we can dissipate that energy by expressing those emotions to ourselves and to other people. After that, we then have our mental or psychological level, our thoughts, okay, after feelings. If we process it on that level, then we can think things through. Virgo, this may be a strong suit of yours, and you can really kind of process your emotions or feelings or distortions through your thoughts. Now, if you don't take that opportunity, then we get to the physical level, okay? If you've not taken the opportunity of the spiritual, of the emotional, of the psychological and / mental, then it's going to get to your physical body. Okay. And that's when we start getting things like back pain or ulcers or IBS or even serious immune diseases ranging from Lyme or cancer or other things. That's when those things tend to pop up. You have various opportunities to deal with this stuff before that, but if you don't deal with it, it will naturally express itself through your body. And you being an earth sign, Virgo, and also, again, the 6th house being your ruling house, this is a situation where if you do not process these things, it will most certainly come out through your physical body. Now, people would say, well, I don't want to experience pain. I don't want to experience tension in my physical body. That's the last resort. That's your last attempt. You have to process this energy somehow, right? It needs to be processed. You have various opportunities to process this energy at any given time, but if you don't, it will naturally express itself through your body, known as dis-ease, disease, and that's where these things come up. Your immune system will get weakened. It will be suppressed. So I just encourage you to work through any tensions or anxieties in the month of September. Ideally first through the spiritual level, then through the emotional level. If you can't do the spiritual level, then through the psychological / mental level. Don't let it get to the physical level. You don't need to experience like that. Now, some people prefer to just experience it on a physical level, but most people don't. So don't let it get to that point. Okay. Now, this ultimately, the month of September is a very exciting time for your creative experimentation. And emotionally, you're breaking out of old patterns. That's why I keep saying, try to be aware of which patterns you've been running and what has been going on, because you're going to be able to overcome those, learn things with various insights. And as long as you apply your analytical, rational mind towards a positive outcome, you're going to be A-okay. If it turns into beating yourself up, that is not the right approach. Now, I don't think you're going to naturally be led in the month of September towards beating yourself up, but that may be a tendency for you, especially for if you're a Virgo moon. Okay, that's just like kind of one of the downsides of being a Virgo moon. Okay, all right, let's get into the cards. First card here is the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords reversed. So 5 of Swords represents kind of winning at all costs when it's upright. It means that you have to be right. You'd rather burn everything to the ground, fuck everyone else. You need to win at all costs. But when we see it reverse, it means you're understanding the need sometimes for compromise. And rather this being a compromise with other people, it's really a compromise with yourself. It's being able to move past situations, even if you don't have that perfect balance and harmony and completion that you would like in terms of understanding issues that are going on. So you don't have to have it just the way you want it for things to be okay. So that's a very important lesson that I hope you take away in September, that you absolutely can move past things without full resolution. The resolution will come later. It will come with time. Things will become more clear as you begin to move past it naturally. Those things will naturally dissipate and kind of you'll gain that clarity and understanding as time goes on, okay? 7 of Cups is the next card. This is the card of choices, right? Virgo, this can be overwhelming for you. This can be kind of daunting. It can be like, oh my gosh, there's so many things that are going on. What's going to happen? How do I deal with this? It's also an opportunity. You're going to be presented with a lot of different opportunities. Do not be afraid of making the wrong choice. Do not be afraid of selecting the wrong thing. That's not what you're supposed to be taking away from this. You're supposed to be taking away that there's an array, a matrix of possibility of which you can choose from. And that's amazing. So choose the thing that aligns with you, your goals, your desires in the most profound and meaningful way. Whatever you resonate with, that's what you're supposed to do. Trust your instincts on this. Trust your intuition. Yes, let your rational mind be a part of this. Let it come through and shine and kind of influence your decision, but don't let it be the whole thing. This is really about what you feel more than what you think, okay? And then what that leads to ultimately is this Three of Cups energy, which is celebratory. This is what the next chapter of your life likely holds for you, okay? It is a celebratory, reaping the harvest of what you've sowed, really having things coming to fruition in a very positive and joyful way. So recognize if you're able to navigate this month successfully, of which it should not be a very difficult month for you, Virgo. September is going to be a very positive month. If your birthday's coming up, enjoy it. It's supposed to be about ease, comfort, joy, and starting something profoundly new that is going to make you feel more fulfilled and more like yourself. That person you have always desired to be is ready to come out. You need to access that feeling of what it would be like to be the person you would like to be, and then it shall happen. That is exactly what's going to happen this month for you. Okay, let's pull some animal oracles. Wrap this baby up. We're doing about 30-minute zodiac readings for this month just because I was a little bit behind while I was traveling. So we'll get back to the longer form ones for October. I just want to make sure I get all of these out within the first week of September. So tomorrow we will be doing Libra and Scorpio, and then maybe one of these days I will get 3 out there. But we should be all done in the next 3 days. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We should be wrapped up by Tuesday. Okay, and then the regular live streams will be taking place on the Patreon. Again, you can sign up at patreon.com/synchronicity and check out the podcast. You might like it. Synchronicity. Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up. Ain't that the fucking truth, right? It's speeding up, guys. That doesn't mean it's going to be going so fast that you can't catch it. It just means, like, enjoy it. It's like a roller coaster sometimes, and you're on the downhill slope now. That means ease and comfort are easier to achieve because you don't need that upward momentum. You don't need to be grinding out everything for success right now. You can coast downward, so enjoy that, all right? Panther Spirit, reclaim your power, okay? This is what we're talking about also when we're saying, like, okay, things are going to smooth out. This is up to you whether they smooth out. When you are feeling confident, believing in yourself, recognizing you have everything you need, that's when you're stepping into your power. That's when you're stepping into your ability to believe and make things happen, whether that's manifestation, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a goal, whether that's success-oriented. It's you stepping into your power and recognizing this next chapter of your life is about stepping into the best version of yourself. And September is a pivotal month, both in terms of like an important month, but also a literal pivot into that situation and into that energy. And there we go. Squirrel Spirit, believe in yourself. And ultimately, this is all you need, Virgo. It's not more complicated than that. You have absolutely everything you need at all times. You are supported both cosmically, but most importantly, by yourself. When you fully understand that, you will notice your reactions to situations that may have maybe got you caught up in the past completely change, okay? They're going to be easier for you. It's going to be a situation where you can actually understand what's going on and understand that even if your sensory perception is showing you maybe things aren't where you want it to be, your internal conviction, your internal belief will be enough to carry you through any given situation. So that means if your bank account is low, the bills are mounting, you don't pay attention to that. You don't say, oh, things are so bad, I'm broke, things aren't going to work, this is so bad. No, you say, you know what? It's inevitably coming. Let me relax into the situation. Let me make the necessary plans, of course. Use your Virgo power to plan things out and make sure things happen the way you want them to, but have the full confidence that things will be working out in a way for your benefit no matter what. When you can latch onto that mood and latch onto that personality, you're going to be in a much better position to capitalize and also enjoy your success, right? That's a big part of it. People sometimes think that the getting of the thing is what is going to be the enjoyable part. No, it's the process of getting all of this stuff. It's the process of learning. Even the downs can be very positive situations when you recognize they were a necessary part for achieving your goals. Okay. So in summation, Virgo, this month is about ease, comfort, and really starting something new and powerful in your life. Allow your mind to get to a point of abundance for all aspects of your life, not just financially, not just in ways of love, but in all aspects of your life. And you're going to be A-okay. It's a very positive month. If you have a birthday this month, happy birthday. It's going to be excellent. I think you're really going to have a very positive month. Just stay away from thoughts of rumination and kind of getting down on yourself and focusing on things that haven't gone right. There's no value there for you in September, okay? There's no value for that whatsoever. Rumination is not going to get you a single thing. All right, Virgo, we will be back tomorrow with Libra and Scorpio, and we'll see if we can get maybe a little bit past it into Sagittarius, but we'll see. We'll have these wrapped up for sure on Tuesday. A reminder, you can tune in and get to all the recordings on patreon.com/synchronicity. So until then, have a great night, have a great weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.